So for today's video, we're going to be back on Warrior. This is still a Catapult Warrior. It's very similar to Jules' list that I've featured before. I've made a couple of changes to it. I like Circle Initiate. His list only ran 1. I'm back up to 3. Again, minor changes. I'm running Vigilante over Woodorc Headhunter. I was having some problems triggering it as of late, and I really wanted the guaranteed reach. So lately I've been playing with Vigilante in its place. Otherwise, the list is very similar, so we're just going to go ahead and dive right into some games on the ladder, see how it performs in the top 100. This is really late in the season as well as I record this, so competition might be stiff. We shall see. This list I've had a lot of success against control decks. Turns out Withered Hand Cultist is pretty good in that scenario. Against aggressive decks, it can be kind of hit or miss. It's going to depend largely on, you know, do you get sowers or some other high tempo plays. And instead, it looks like here, right out of the gate, we're going to end up with a mirror. So we're going first against Warrior. And I'm going to go ahead and keep this. And it turns out I didn't have my notifications turned off, so sorry about that. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Alright, so we did end up with a sower. That's good to see. Problem is I've got a feeling they're going to contest this with something big since they didn't play anything at 2. Oh! Okay, well that is a rapid shot, which tells me that this is actually more likely to be Doomcrag. So with Doomcrag, you typically end up hiding in the shadow lane a lot. I don't think I want to go there quite yet, but Doomcrag runs a lot of charge creatures. So normally in the mirror, you kind of want to fight for field until hope is lost and then go from there. Against Doomcrag, you typically want to hide in the shadow lane because they have a lot of charge creatures, and that's how they try to
protect our stronghold.
Slow you down. Yeah. All right. A little bit disappointing.
The Nords must take back Sky.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and hide our Initiate over here then. We're okay with this being here. If they want to charge into that, that's fine. Yeah, this is definitely looking like Doomcrag. Alright, an early Amulet can be very problematic for us. Normally I would love to just jam Sower here, but we would like to transform this and get it attacking. So I actually think we're going to go Scimitar Siege Catapult here. And we want Scimitar here so that it will transform our Initiate. Let's get the Catapult down, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, the early Amulet, if we don't find like a Shadowfen Priest to slow that down, can be problematic. They can gain a lot of health while slowing us down. We don't have a easy way to trigger our own catapult with bodies, but we do have the Earthbone. So if necessary, this could just be a 5-4. Alright. Or, now we can just go ahead and trigger it, so...
The forest will not suffer your presence.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that in. And swing, swing. Get this down so we can get some more damage in and go from there. So we are nearing the point where Doomcrag could do a lot of hurt. With the ring, they could Doomcrag use like 2 sharpshooters or even like 2 firebrands. Ooh, that's also not great for us. But if it doesn't have a good follow-up, we've got some reach, and that's a good follow-up. So we're looking at them gaining 6 life, in all likelihood, and potentially taking out our catapult. Alright, that actually might work out well for us. Unless they have... Do they have another one? Wow, okay. So, we lose the catapult, we lose the child, and they're going to gain a lot of life. So that was a big turn for our opponent. Again, the amulet's capable of doing an awful lot of work here.
The day is mine.
Found you.
So we're going to push what damage we can. Withered Hand is nice, but this is like the one control deck where it doesn't do you a whole lot of good because other than the rapid shots, and they've already spent 2, there's not a lot of actions this deck uses, so we want to jam Sower here anyway.
Do you not fear me, mortal? You should.
Hope that we have generated enough pressure. Again, with 8 Magicka, there's an awful lot that Doomcrag can do. So they do the Fell first, probably wanted to see what they get from the Rune Break, and then if they've got any ways to blow up their own creatures, like so. They're going to push themselves, yeah, push themselves out of reach here.
Time to fight. Talos.
Alright, so sadly the Ash Berserker doesn't do a whole lot for us. We're going to hide the Ash Berserker. We're actually going to put the Withered Hand in the field lane here, and my reasoning behind that is we haven't seen our opponent play any Doomcrags. And if I stack this lane here and they go with a, like, Doomcrag Skaven, they wreck our lane and push us out of being able to threaten lethal. So we're going to go ahead and split it. Because while we would still have the 3 damage, they would wipe our board, the Skaven would kill their own Doomcrag, pumping them back up to 5. Again, the amulets... This list traditionally only runs 2 amulets. Finding them both as early as they did has made this a little more problematic than we would have liked. 2 raiding parties also kind of helped keep them afloat. So we're going to see what we can do here. Would have been awfully nice if this was that one vigilante we were running. Wow. That is a 3rd raiding party.
Time to fight. Attack. Time to fight.
So this is going to take them up to 7, and then if they drop a douchnik, that should prevent lethal for them. Fell the Mighty also prevents lethal for them.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Alright, so they went ahead and prevented lethal. Again, we want to split our lanes here a bit, but we're actually not going to attack into that because we want to draw from our Berserker. Windkeep, not what we were hoping to find. We need to find a little bit more reach, since our opponent likely going to make this trade. The only thing that we have going in our favor is that they haven't necessarily drawn a ton of cards. So
we draw power from their blood.
Alright, that should do it for us. And we will take the victory. They did a great job of stalling, but we took it down. So let's hop into another game. Again, Warrior in the top 100, and see what we can do. Alright. So here, it looks like we're going to be facing off against the Boogeyman. of the format, Telvanni. And this is a reasonable start. I think with the ring, this is all acceptable. Circle Initiate, not the best 2-drop that we'd like to see, but not the end of the world. You know, we'd like to see a Withered Hand Cultist, but again, not the end of the world. So we'll go ahead and keep this. So there are a couple of versions of Telvanni that do float around. So that is worth noting. There is the Nixox combo, but there is also Conscription. There is also just a straight control version.
I am ready to
And
join the circle.
they just run the control package, and then they run cards like Sotha Sil and a few others as a finisher. Alright. That ate a negation. Ate a negation, but that'll open up the Mammoth. Since we have the ring, our opponent cannot lightning bolt it right away, but they can Blackhand Messenger it, which does not bode well. That is clearly setting them up for something devious, if you will. We're actually going to transition to trying to win this Shadow Lane now. I say win kind of in jest, but now that they're hitting 4 Magicka, we do have to start worrying about Viper. Territorial Viper, bad for our big bodies. So, I'm going to go ahead and play the Troll. I have to assume we're going to see another Black Hand or Firebolt, yeah, based on the way they were acting. Wow, and they had a Fire Bloom. That is just all around not good for us. I mean, fantastic opener for our opponent, right? All of the answers. Every card they've played other than Scout's Report has been removal.
The Night Mother will guide us.
And the trend, unfortunately for us, continues. I know that we have Sower here, but I would really like to push some more damage. So we're going to go ahead and do this. Now the downside is that if the trend continues and our opponent has an Ice Storm here, we'd probably just lose. Not a lot we can do about that. Sometimes you just run into a perfect opener. Alright.
Too late for you.
So they're going to do the punchy and we're going to play the rest of our cards. We are, however, out of cards, as I said. Meanwhile, our opponent has 5. So we have to hope.
Everything myself.
Oh my gosh, if they have a 3rd Fire Bloom here, I wouldn't even know what to do. Alright. That was really good for them. Not so great for us.
Too late for you.
By the eye of Magnus.
You will perish in pain.
So we're going to push as much damage as we can. And then they've already got a fistful of cards, so it might be tempting to not hit this because you might want to save it. But the truth is, the fact of the matter is, we're going to play this because we want the body on the board.
You must be clever.
We just need to push our advantage. We're out of cards. We don't have like a Jarl or an Ash Berserker would have been ideal there. Jarl probably would have even been better, but yeah.
What have we here?
That is why we needed.
By the eye of Magnus.
Mother of mud.
That is why we needed to get the Shadowfen out, because we need pressure, because we're about to be drawn dead here. So the only thing that we have going for us at this point is they've got a low health total. Oh wow, they had 2 Ice Storms.
I smell the stench of
But
the
the
living.
Barrow Stalker is going to ruin that for us. Well, I actually don't even think we play this. So the Barrow Stalker is going to get him some health, and then they're going to further develop. And unless we draw into our Jarl
Now you will see
or like an Ash Berserker, we're kind of in a world of hurt. This is also problematic.
Tawaka watches over me.
So this tells me this might just be the traditional control version.
What have we here?
And again, sadly, we did not find this as soon as we needed it. We're not out of this, though. As much as we're in a bad spot, some card draw would go a long way. Again, a Jarl or something like that. Well, that sadly does nothing for us. Sowers would go a long way, as would Underworld Vigilante. I mean, Vigilante right now, we're technically 2 off of lethal. But I got a feeling that they're going to be gaining some health here soon. I'm really shocked that they haven't done anything with the Barrow Stalker as of yet. So that Skulk will find the final Fire Bloom. Ah, there we go. So that's what they were waiting on. They just wanted bodies. So that's going to go ahead and seal up the victory for our opponent.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Because that will be far too much health for us to come back from.
Your blood will be my metal.
Even with the Sower. Even with the Earthbone. It will simply be too little too late.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Do you not fear me, mortal?
My arcane shield. This day will be mine.
We'll put that there just to saturate, but again, it kind of doesn't matter. We would need a prophecy to save us. Even if we hit it, we can't turn around and re-clear the board. And they will be at simply too much health.
Your blood will be
Down to 8. I mean, it's a little bit of prophecy help. Not enough, though.
There's always a way, and I can always find it.
So Lanath can find Lightning Bolt, which they can play with 4. This can chew through here, this can chew through here, then they have the swing and then the bolt. Nothing we can do. That will be lethal. And there it is. So, yeah. Not ideal, but sometimes your opponents just draw all of the answers. Don't really think there were too many piloting mistakes there, other than maybe the Mammoth also should not have went field because of whatever reason. Recognizing Viper is a thing, but